Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members and staff of the university, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary for the university and its guests to gather as a body for the purpose of conferring academic awards on its graduates. This morning we have gathered in order that awards may be conferred on those who have satisfied the Council of the University that they have met the requirements for admission to awards undertaken within the faculties of Engineering and Music. To members of the University, a ceremony for the conferring of awards is a particularly important and happy occasion in this university year. To all of you, I extend a warm welcome. To graduands and diplomats, I offer congratulations and very best wishes. The mission of the university is, in part, to provide a wide range of teaching, research, scholarship and service at the highest level of excellence and consistent with its aim of maintaining national and international esteem. The university has a commitment to the advancement and transmission of knowledge by the pursuit, recognition and achievement of excellence in scholarship, research and teaching. This will be evidenced in the course of today's ceremony. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. I believe that the awards to be conferred upon our graduates and diplomats today will qualify them to make significant contributions in the local, national, and in the case of some international community. Lastly, I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their diplomas that as graduates and diplomats of the university, you automatically become members of convocation. You thus join some 40,000 other graduates and have an opportunity through elected representatives to become involved in the governance of the university. Through convocation, you will also be kept informed of activities and developments at the university. By the authority conferred upon me by the Council, I will now formally confer academic awards. Will all candidates for admission to degrees and other awards please stand? In the name of the Council and by my authority as Acting Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the program on all those graduates and diplomats who are present today and in absentia on those unable to be present. Thank you. I now call on the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Engineering to present graduates and graduate diplomats from that faculty.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Computer Science. John Kenneth Atkins. Tristan Andrew Kennedy Bates. Yen Chun Chow. Jason John Dormore. Simon James Ferret. Kwok Fei David Fung. Christopher Hugh Gibson. Simon John Hector. Daniel Hamish Lambeth. David Edward Lai. Peter Albert Mackenzie. Drew Mellor. Keith Roy Nelson. Matthew Eric Rutherford. Rosalind Marie Stewart. Kingsley Raymond Turner. Richard William Wilkins. Can Chow. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Chemical Engineering. Adam John Carpenter. Andrew James Cork. Joseph Robert Pereira. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Anthony Michael Garrett. Kim Louise Griffin. Nigel James Palmer. Stephanie Jane Pearce. Helen Mary Penman. Joel Robert Pettifer. Reshmi Lata Ram. With Honours Class 2, Division 1, Liana Marie Bonnet. Andrew James Kalman. Trina Natalie Compton. Jane Elizabeth Davies. Nicholas John Eberl. Victoria Jane McGregor. Justin Stewart Merrill. Paul Anthony Noonan. John Raven. Matthew John Scarborough. Craig Alexander White. With Honours Class 1, Timothy James Evans. Paul John Fitzgerald. The University Medal is an award made in recognition of academic excellence. It's a rare honour and may only be awarded to a graduate who, in addition to achieving first-class honours, displays ability which is considered to be outstanding by the University Medals Committee. It's my particular pleasure to present to you, with Honours Class 1 and University Medal, Lee Kavanagh. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Civil Engineering. Robert Lowrens Bukers. Jamie Allen Brown. Michael Jeffrey Dent. Nicholas John Dunn. Scott James Glover. Mark Griffin. David John Houston. Martin Tonus Case. Wonsu Kim. Jason Paul Lewis. Akos Maraziki. Mark Nicola McCallum. Adam Bramwell Pollock. Matthew James Richards. Mark Damon Shelmadine. Ross Halkett Simpson. Amanda Jane Thomas. James David Thomas. Matthew David Walker. David Edward Witherden. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Andrew Joseph McMahon. Paul Anthony Yeoman. With Honours Class 2, Division 1, Dean Walter Morrison. With Honours Class 1, Mark Andrew Arkinstall. Peter MacDonald Dash. David John England. Gwenda Annette Henriksen. Joshua Alexander Cato. Richard Simon Merrifield. Guy Gregory Newnham. The University Medal is an award made in recognition of academic excellence. It's a rare honour and may only be awarded to a graduate who, in addition to achieving first-class honours, displays ability which is considered to be outstanding by the University Medals Committee. It's my particular pleasure to present to you, with Honours Class 1 and University Medal, Matthew Glennie Ranscombe Holmes. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Computer Engineering. John Max D'Angelo. Roman Fidick. Mohammed Ganawi. Jason Frederick Harper. Murray James Knott. Premnath Reganath. Peter Daniel Zerby. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Jeffrey Brian Latham. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Electrical Engineering. Shane Ambrose. Rowan John Bourne. Glenn David Buchanan. Christopher Grant Farragut. Edward Paul King. Stephen Vincent Mercer. Ian Ken Meng Tan. Andrew Lawrence Turley. Shane Thomas Underwood. Jason Robert Whelan. Anthony Seong Wong. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Brett Fewings. Colin John Garland. Trevor John Wilson. With Honours Class 2, Division 1, Michael Andrew Elliott. Stephen Douglas Mitchell. Peter Van Gerven. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Industrial Engineering. Julian Trevor Ellis. Kelvin Chi Ho Luck. Noni Sri Ayati Panomo. Gavin Colin Ray. Kareem Salim. Bahajia Leo Samadera. Antonius Anwar Wihaja. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Glenn Jamie Buchanan. Sylvia Lau. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in the specialisation of Mechanical Engineering. Craig George Barlow. Matthew Robert Butcher. Philip James Cherry. Anthony Kevin Gray. Anwar Zen Kazazi. Matthew James Marshall. Brendan Allen Moore. Su Kiat Max. Ashley Paul Sutcliffe. Shane Anthony Trotter. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, David John Alexander. Nomad Victor Thomas Cox. Anthony James Humphrey. Adam Joseph Lee. Peter Alsana Sonol. With Honours Class 2, Division 1, Jason Scott Cooper. Colin Grubb. Mark Edwin Ivory. Brian Jason McMurray. Jeremy David O'Brien. Barry Ross Webster. Peter John Wan. With Honours Class 1, Philip Anthony Kearney. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Surveying. Wade Robert Falk. Dean Edwin Harris. Joseph Monado. Matthew Aaron Power. Robert Bruce Quayle. Darren Scott Robson. Narelle Ryko Ryan. Matthew David Walker. With Honours Class 2, Division 2, Matthew John Corsley. Peter John Davies. Scott Raymond Marchant. Kieran John McEwen. With Honours Class 2, Division 1, Linda Marie Hill. With Honours Class 1, David John England. Acting Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied requirements for the award of Graduate Diploma in Computer Science. Adam Lunajewski. Gary Thomas Tong. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Computing. Dominic Crit Thansya Smith, B Comp Sci. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Engineering Science in the specialisation of Industrial Systems. John Martin Barban, BE. Michael John Belinsky, BE, BSc, NSW. Abaratni Jude Prazan Pereira. Naranjan Kumar Sharma. Mark Stace, BE, UTS. David James Trimble, BSc. That concludes the presentation of the coursework graduates of the Faculty of Engineering.
I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Music to present diplomats and graduates from that faculty.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have satisfied requirements for the award of Diploma of Music. Michael David Fowler. Teresa Louise Mason. Cassandra Joy Mohap. Julia Therese Naji. Craig Allen Parrish. Lee Matthew Sheringham. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree Bachelor of Music. Nathan Allen Bard. Peter Elizabeth Chase. Terence John Clinton. Felicity Monique Crow. Mariana Chismadia. Karen Marie Lemke. Vincenzo Martinelli. Carly Simone Moulton. Mark Stephen Rippon. Philip Marcus Tweed. Jared Matthew Walters. Michelle Marie Windus. Gary Wong C. Acting Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of diplomats and graduates of the Faculty of Music.
I now call on the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Research Information Technology to present Research Masters and Doctoral degree candidates.
Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Engineering, Hao Harvey Yao, who holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree from this university. Mr. Yao did his work for his degree in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, and the title of his thesis is Fault Detection and Diagnosis of an Induction Motor. Acting Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis has a significant and original contribution to knowledge and understanding of the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. Today, the University is proud to honour Doctor of Philosophy graduates who have satisfied these vigorous criteria for the award of the degree. Acting Chancellor, I present to you Bruce Winston Atkinson, Bachelor of Engineering from the University of Queensland. Dr. Atkinson studied for the degree in the Department of Chemical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering. His thesis is entitled Hydrodynamic Characteristics of a Plunging Jet Reactor. Dr. Atkinson's thesis is concerned with the behaviour of a liquid jet plunging into a two-phase air-water mixture. The work resulted in several models which can be employed for the design of industrial units which utilise the system and may have a bearing on cleansing the environment. Acting Chancellor, I now present to you Gregory John Adams, who holds the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering and Master of Engineering from this university. Dr. Adams studied for the degree in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering. His thesis is entitled Parameter Estimation of Systems with Periodic Components. Dr. Adams' thesis is concerned with the parametric modelling of systems. The modelling techniques involve estimating the parameters of a system model to fit observed input and determined output data. Of special interest in this thesis is firstly the modelling of a system with periodic systems, that is, with model parameters which change in a recognisable way with time. And secondly, the modelling in systems in which the output data is missing or, indeed, the output data is random. Acting Chancellor, I now present to you Thomas Alexander Hunnians, Bachelor of Engineering from the University of Auckland. Dr. Hunnians studied in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering. His thesis is entitled Flow Dynamics in Thin Slab Caster Moulds. Dr. Hunnians' thesis is concerned with the dynamic fluid flow phenomena that occur in physical and mathematical simulations of a thin slab steel caster mould. The flow was characterised by strongly oscillatory surface waves, which represent potential quality constraints in industrial situations. The oscillation mechanism was explained in terms of the dynamic balance between the pressure gradient across the fluid jets and the opposing momentum of recirculating flows entrained within the jet. Acting Chancellor, I now present to you Lazar Stresov, Diploma in Sanger from the University of Skopje. Dr. Stresov studied in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering. His thesis is entitled Interfacial Heat Transfer Mechanism Associated with the Direct Contracting of Copper Substrates by Liquid Stainless Steel. Dr. Stresov's thesis is concerned with an experimental and theoretical investigation of the interfacial heat transfer mechanisms associated with the direct contacting of copper substrates by liquid stainless steel. The experimental study examined the effects of melt substrate interfacial oxide, melt superheat, immersion velocity, substrate surface texture, and gas atmosphere on the contacting conditions during the very first contact of the melt and the substrate. The theoretical study considered the heat transfer mechanism and produced a mathematical description of the interfacial heat flux distribution. Acting Chancellor, I present Yong'an Zhu, Bachelor of Engineering from Tsinghua University, Beijing. Dr. Zhu studied in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, and his thesis is entitled Small-Scale Structure of Turbulence in a Fully Developed Channel Flow. Dr. Zhu's thesis is concerned primarily with the measurement of small-scale turbulence in a fully developed channel flow at a relatively small Reynolds number. A highlight of the thesis is the comparison between the measured statistics of velocity and temperature derivatives with those obtained from direct numerical simulations of the same flow and almost identical conditions. It is interesting to note that those simulations were carried out using the NASA Ames Cray computers in the United States. The comparison between measurements and computations is remarkably good, especially in view of the very delicate nature of the spatial gradient measurements involved. Another major achievement of the thesis is the testing of local isotropy and Kolmogorov's refined similarity hypothesis. The last two concepts have been crucial in the context of explaining the Reynolds number dependence of the small-scale turbulence. Acting Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the Research Master and Doctor of Philosophy degree graduates.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present Emeritus Professor Alan Roberts, AM, for the award of Honorary Doctor of the University.
Acting Chancellor, Alan William Roberts is a distinguished scholar and educator, an engineer of international repute and a man of vision. Alan Roberts was born in Sydney, where at the age of 16 he completed the Leaving Certificate. In 1947, he commenced a 5-year apprenticeship in fitting and machining at Cockatoo Docks, an engineering company proprietary limited, and immediately enrolled as a part-time student in the Diploma in Mechanical Engineering at Sydney Technical College. His motivation for getting through each year was to study more interesting subjects like engineering design in the next year of the course. He completed the diploma with honours in 1951, becoming qualified in the professional sense before completing his apprenticeship. In 1952, he took up a position as technical officer in the School of Mechanical Engineering at the University of New South Wales. An adventure into engineering education had begun. He was awarded the Bachelor of Engineering with first-class honours from the University of New South Wales in 1956, followed in 1962 by the conferring of a Doctor of Philosophy degree for work in the field of grain auger research. This was a major contribution to agricultural engineering research, since the work entailed the first detailed study of the mechanics of grain conveying by augers. Academe beckoned in 1958. Alan Roberts began this phase of his career at the Wollongong University College, now the University of Wollongong, as a lecturer, and in little more than a decade progressed to the level of associate professor. Like Cecil Rhodes and other men of vision, Alan Roberts germinated ideas and nurtured them to maturity. While at Wollongong, he established bulk material handling as an area of research and instigated industrial interaction in this field. In 1974, the University of Newcastle had the foresight to appoint him to the Chair of Industrial Engineering in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Within a matter of months in the same year, he was appointed head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering and elected as Dean of the Faculty of Engineering. His period as the head of Department of Mechanical Engineering spanned more than 11 years, and he remained as Dean for almost 20 years until his retirement at the end of 1993. Concurrent with his ongoing directorship of TUNRA, he is Director of TUNRA Bulk Solids Research Associates, responsible for research and industrial consulting in bulk materials handling, Director of the Industry Development Centre, Hunter Limited, and the Institute of Bulk Materials Handling Research was established in 1991, and Alan Roberts continues as its Foundation Director. His innovative research has resulted in many international students undertaking postgraduate studies in bulk materials handling at the University of Newcastle. Industries worldwide have applied his research outcomes to many areas of the mining, agriculture, food processing, chemical and pharmaceutical industries. Indicative of the high esteem he enjoys in the national and international engineering communities, Alan Roberts has held the following noteworthy positions: Foundation and Chairman and Committee Member of the Institution of Engineers Australia, National Committee for Bulk Handling, Fellow of the Institution of Engineers Australia, Visiting Associate Professor at Cornell University and the University of Washington in the USA, Visiting Research Fellow, Bulk Solids, the University of Twente in the Netherlands, and NFT Senior Research Scientist at Postec Research, Norway. He has participated in many international conferences. Prodigious as an author, Alan Roberts has written several books and design manuals and published over 350 technical papers related to his research interests. The book Bulk Solids Handling, Storage Flow and Handling was the first to present a comprehensive overview of the theory and practice of bulk solids handling and continues to be well received internationally. Characteristic of men of his calibre, Alan Roberts has been the recipient of many awards and honours. His PhD thesis led to 2 major papers, one of which on auger performance resulted in the presentation of the Engineering Applied to Agriculture Award by the Institute of Mechanical Engineers in the United Kingdom. This was followed by the Medal of the Institute of Engineers Australia in 1967, the Sir George Julius Medal for the most outstanding paper in the discipline of mechanical engineering in 1982, and the Award of Distinction in recognition of professional excellence in powder and bulk solids technology and educational contribution to the annual Powder and Bulk Solids Conference programs in 1986. He was the recipient of the AGM Michel Award and Medal for outstanding service in the profession of mechanical engineering and was elected Fellow of the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering in 1989. 1992 saw Alan Roberts invested as a member of the Order of Australia in the General Division for services to mechanical engineering, particularly in the field of bulk materials technology, research and education. In the same year, he was elected Honorary Fellow, Institution of Engineers Australia. Alan Roberts has contributed much to the university and the wider community through his involvement on many committees. He is easily approachable and renowned for his fair-mindedness, foresight and unique ability to exercise judgment impartially. His peers, colleagues, students and friends will testify to these qualities. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Alan William Roberts, Member of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Doctor of Philosophy, Diploma in Mechanical Engineering with Honours, Honorary Fellow, Institute of Engineers Australia, Member of the Chartered Professional Engineers, Member of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, United Kingdom, Fellow of the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineers for admission to the honorary degree of Doctor of the University.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Acting Chancellor, I now confer the degree of Doctor of the University on Emeritus Professor Alan Roberts. There's to be a small musical interlude. very fitting that on this day when we confer the awards in the Faculty of Music that they have a rendition from that faculty. You've just been listening to Ms. Andrea Scott, who's a lecturer on the in cello at the Faculty of Music. It's now a pleasure now to call upon Emeritus Professor Roberts to deliver the occasional address. Professor Roberts.
Acting Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic colleagues, graduates and diplomates, ladies and gentlemen. I feel both proud and humble today that the university has chosen to award me this honorary degree. To have had the privilege of serving this university for 20 years as a member of staff has been most satisfying and is reward enough. But I'm very proud to receive this honorary doctorate of the university, and I thank the university most sincerely. But today belongs to you, the graduates and diplomates from the faculties of Engineering and Music who have graduated in this fine ceremony this morning. May I offer you my heartiest congratulations. Many of you will remember a time 3, 4, maybe more years ago when you first made your acquaintance with the university at the time of your enrolment. The scene was this same great hall which during the enrolment period would have had a crowded and bustling appearance. The process of becoming enrolled and learning how the university functions would have been to many of you somewhat daunting and possibly confusing. As Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, as I was formerly, I can now admit that I was confused too. I was apt to say that to successfully work your way through the enrolment process was a significant step towards obtaining a degree. Then to contemplate several years of study was even more daunting. It has been said that the journey is more important than the arriving. If that generally be true, today is the exception where the arriving is all important. So today this magnificent great hall takes on an entirely different role in providing the venue for this fine graduation ceremony. Today you may well feel justly proud. Yes, today is a day for celebration when we, the academics, your families and friends, share this celebration with you and congratulate you on your achievements. Above all else, today is a day in which we acknowledge what universities are all about. Universities cannot escape the pressures imposed by modern society. As a result, the management of universities has become quite complex. Economic factors are a major concern, and the government-imposed procedures, including the requirements for accountability, important as they may be, do tend to create their own bureaucratic processes. This can sometimes divert attention away from the philosophy that is the basis of the long-standing traditions of universities worldwide. Yet today at this ceremony, we put these matters to one side. In our colourful academic robes, together with the formal procedure of graduation, we proudly pay homage to the long-standing traditions of a great university system. We are reminded that universities are fundamentally concerned with the pursuit of knowledge and the achievement of excellence in scholarship. Scholarship is the very soul of a university. The two faculties represented here today, engineering and music, are a microcosm of society representing the important integration of technology and the arts. I'm prompted to ask the question, how much do we take for granted? When viewed internationally, Australian engineering capability is of a very high standard, characterised by its innovation and creativity. No doubt this stems from our heritage, where the tyranny of distance has nurtured the creative and inventive skills of our forebears. Australia has a strong history of creativity and achievement, and it is a pity that this history is not more widely known. Perhaps we have become our own worst enemy in this regard. We are rather laid back, and sometimes we succumb too readily to those exponents of the tall poppy syndrome. In the field of music, Australia too has performed extremely well and continues to do so. But again, may I ask, how much do we take for granted? It's almost impossible to imagine a world without music, yet we readily accept the pleasure it provides. Furthermore, in all the world, there's not a society or culture that does not have its own music. While the disciplines of engineering and music are quite different, there are nonetheless some parallels that can be drawn. They each have their own universal language, and they both share a link with science. Engineering is the application of science and mathematics to provide solutions to practical problems which have an important bearing on society and the lifestyle we enjoy. Whereas science over the centuries has evolved largely by process of theory based on observation, experiment and hypothesis, the work of the mathematicians has given us the tools to crystallise our thinking and to describe our research in precise terms once the hypothesis has been enunciated. It was the German mathematician Hermann Hankel who stated, "In most sciences, one generation tears down what another has built, and what one has established, another undoes. In mathematics alone, each generation builds a new story to an old structure." This is a rather strong point of view. What has marked modern engineering analysis is the harmonious and creative integration of science and mathematics to provide solutions to practical problems. Mathematics is the tool of the engineer. It is a universal language of science technology. Music has its own universal language. Its notation is, in a sense, a form of mathematical code which depicts combinations of vibration frequencies and amplitudes to produce a composition of sound when transformed by the instrument on which the music is played or by the voice of the singer. Engineers are interested in vibration analysis from a utilitarian point of view, such as in the determination of fatigue life and reliability of machinery and structures. For example, when one travels on a modern jet aircraft, one certainly hopes that the engineers have done their calculations correctly so that the wings remain in one piece or the turbine blades do not disintegrate as a result of the millions of miles of service under continuous, arduous dynamic load conditions. In music, the physics of vibration and sound take on a different dimension, in this case as an art form. Here, the artistry and creative skills of the composer and musician are able to mould and shape audible sound waves to create melodies which are interwoven in structured form to become works of art, such as, for example, symphonies and concertos. I never failed to be impressed by the creative skills of the great composers, such as Beethoven, who could cleverly take simple melodic phrases and weave them together in various patterns to form such beautiful music. And then, of course, there was J.S. Bach, a possible mathematician at heart, who could express number theory and series analysis in the form of music. Despite the growing interest in synthetic electronic type music, this is no substitute for the skillful performance of the individual artist or combinations of artists who form groups and orchestras and who inject their own personality into the interpretation. In a similar way, the professional engineer puts his own creative stamp on his design work. The 20th century has been remarkable in terms of the tremendous advances made in so many areas of technology. The challenges of the future are linked to the rapidly expanding world population with concern for food production, energy and the environment. The notion that engineers may confine themselves to the provision of technical solutions to technical problems is no longer valid. For instance, on matters of the environment, engineers must be prepared to defend their decisions in the public arena and present informed arguments to counterbalance the often emotional and ill-informed statements that tend to dominate such discussions and confrontations. The curriculum of current engineering degree programs includes subjects which expose students to the impact of technology on human values and the society. There is another problem which concerns me, and this is the so-called knowledge explosion. I prefer to think of this as the information or data explosion. In my view, this is giving rise to another form of pollution. We are in danger of polluting our world with too much unnecessary information, commonly dressed up in a smokescreen of acronyms and jargon. Often these are old ideas disguised in a new suit of clothes. Such processes are frequently aided and abetted by bureaucracies who use this ploy as some form of defence mechanism. When we wish to learn about something, it's not uncommon to be faced with a barrage of information that tells us everything except what it is we want to know. It is rather like trying to drink from a fire hose. A lot sprays all over you, but you can only take in a very little. Too much information and knowledge is compartmentalised. When the connecting links are understood, the amount of information one needs to know is greatly reduced. We must be able to separate the wood from the trees. I like to think of this process as the conservation of knowledge. There's also a vast difference between knowledge as information and knowledge as understanding. It is relatively easy to know that something is so and to understand why it is so. This underlines the difference between knowledge and wisdom. As Tennyson has said, knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Modern computer databanks are usually limited to recent time spans. Hence, there is a tendency to believe that if it has not been published in the last 10 years, it has not yet happened. If this is your conclusion, then be careful. There is a strong possibility that it may have appeared before. Also, what you now read may even be a distorted version of some previous work. On this particular issue, I'm often provoked in stating what the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 10. Is there anything thereof which may be said, see, this is new, it hath been already of old time, which was before us. In other words, don't reinvent the wheel. However, I encourage you to rediscover what has been done before, since this is part of the learning process. This was brought home to me recently when I was invited to present the opening keynote paper at a major engineering and science symposium in Nuremberg, Germany, to commemorate the centenary of a famous paper published in 1895 by the German engineer H.A. Janssen. Janssen's work, which dealt with the design of large grain silos, has been extensively quoted and applied for the past 100 years. It is incorporated in most, if not all, international standards and design codes. Just as an aside, to the best of my knowledge, Janssen only ever published one paper. And if I may be a little provocative, I suggest that he would probably fared quite badly had a quality assessment procedure been in place in the period around 1895. It is both an interesting and sobering experience to read some early research papers and reference text in one's field and discover what has been done before. It's such a pity that much of what has been achieved has been forgotten and is currently not known. We engineers and technologists should take a leaf out of the book of our colleagues from the Faculty of Music. In music, in more than any other field of the art, the work of the great composers of past eras still lives on. Their music continues to enrich our daily lives. Perhaps music is the secret of eternal life. As I conclude this address, I remind you, as a new breed of graduates and diplomats to emerge from the faculties of engineering and music, that with your graduation today, this marks the end of the beginning, because now you commence a professional life and career. But the process of learning will always be there. So should you have the urge to return to university for further study and research, I would strongly encourage you to do so. Someone once said that the future is not what it used to be. I believe that the future is always better than it used to be. It has to be that way because it is in our hands, or more specifically, it's in your hands. I'm always an optimist and I encourage you to be. There's no alternative. Throughout your careers you will be faced with many difficult situations. Should this be the case, then say to yourself, if the situation seems serious, then it's not hopeless. But if you're really an optimist, you might say, if the situation seems hopeless, then it's not serious. In the city of Pohang in Korea, there's a large sign in the form of a slogan that spans the main entrance to the steelworks of Pohang Steel Company. The sign says in English, resources are limited, creativity is unlimited. Just 6 words. As far as the future is concerned, I believe this message says it all. Be creative and recognise creativity in others. Nurture it, but never stifle it. Life is like a relay race. We each have a leg to run. Now it's your turn to take the baton. Noting that even Alice in Alice in Wonderland had to run a little faster just to stay in the same place, I suggest you will have to do better than that. So grasp the baton firmly and run hard and long. Once again, my congratulations and best wishes for the future.
Thank you, Professor Roberts, for a very excellent, stimulating address. I would like to say at this stage that the University is very proud that you have agreed to accept the honorary degree of the Doctor of University of our university. It gives me now pleasure to invite Matthew Holmes to speak on behalf of the graduates. Matthew Holmes.
Acting Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, friends and fellow graduates. May I firstly apologise to the graduates from the Faculty of Music for the poor musical quality of my words. I am only a civil engineer. 50 years ago, Dr. Dykes, the chairman of the Scottish branch of engineers, put it very succinctly. He said, engineering is the art of modelling materials we do not understand into shapes we cannot precisely analyse, so as to withstand forces we cannot properly assess, in such a way that the public at large have no reason to suspect the extent of our ignorance. However, his cheerful words failed to deter these graduates from embarking on a career in the engineering profession. Original conceptions of exactly what a degree entailed were squashed within the first 2 weeks of university. Undaunted, we persevered to endure the many hours of pre-exam tension and the many nights of post-exam parties, to finally arrive here today. We stand here with the graduates from other disciplines to receive acknowledgement for the hard work we have put into furthering our knowledge and developing the professional skills which will equip us to contribute to society in the years to come. Engineering has come a long way from the early Roman bridge builders and their expendable workforce of slaves. Not only do we now understand the fundamentals of structural analysis a little better, but unions have arisen to stamp out the casual crucifixions. Engineering today encompasses a mind-boggling array of disciplines and seems to be actively breaking down the traditional barriers formed between the professions. Engineers are involved in solving practical problems generated by society's needs and wants for a set of ill-defined objectives and equally ambiguous constraints. The development of civilisations, the conservation and management of natural resources, and the improvements of the standard of living of mankind are dependent on the work of the engineer. I expect you are all now convinced of the enormous potential worth of these graduates here before you. However, today is not purely a day for considering what the future may hold. It is also a time to reflect on the water that has flowed under the proverbial bridge. As graduates of the Civil Engineering faculty, we would like to firstly consider the bridge. The antics of Adrian Page and Paul Walsh would no doubt allow us to design the structural components of the bridge. No doubt the strip method of design would be used, since we really are convinced it's the best thing since sliced bread. Thanks to Brian Heaton, the water to cement ratio for the members would be selected with the words workability and durability ringing loud and clear. When the time came for serious number crunching, we would remember, with envy, the human calculator, Peter Kleeman. By now, all of us have forgotten how to add, let alone divide by multiples of complex numbers. Luckily for us, Hewitt and Packard came along. The combined efforts of Scott Sloan, Hai Su Yu and Steve Fitchess would enable us to estimate a series of parameters for a non-homogeneous anisotropic material upon which the bridge would be built. A series of pretty charts would then be used to determine some of the parameters which we might need. And then there is the water flowing under the bridge. The culvert flows could be analysed using techniques developed in Brian Williams' lectures. This would involve consulting multiple examples of surface profiles we studiously copied out because we still can't tell the difference between S, M and C curves. The statistical relevance of rain gauge data we had for the catchment would enable George Kazira's words of wisdom to be employed. We would be aware of black magic and fancy computer interfaces. And we would really stress the importance of having a large sample size. Walfield's manic hand gestures would be remembered as we analysed those partial derivatives and consulted Bernoulli's equations out of pure habit. Notes on water quality, prepared by Gary Wilgers, might be opened for the first time to estimate the downstream ecological ramifications. But will it fall down, you may ask? Mark Stewart and Rob Melchers were able to convince us that anything has elements of risk associated with it. So the answer is maybe, probably at the worst time in the worst place. As you can see, contributions from many members of the Faculty of Civil Engineering and Surveying have enabled us to prepare a conceptual design for this proverbial bridge. The guidance, patience and perseverance shown by these teachers has succeeded in developing young minds and equipping them with the necessary skills to enable them to take their place in the engineering profession. On behalf of all the graduates of 1995, I sincerely wish to express my thanks to all the members of the academic staff for their assistance throughout the years. Immense gratitude must also be extended to family and friends who have supported us at our time at university. In times of crisis, these were the people who kept us sane and convinced us that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. So today is a day for all people who have contributed to our lives during these past years and who have helped us achieve this goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes, for your contribution, and I'm sure the graduates and diplomats will appreciate your comments very much. Before concluding the ceremony, I would like to pay tribute today to the members of the staff who have been associated with making this ceremony such a smooth running today. And secondly, to the members of the Faculty of Music who have contributed to the music for the Fanfare Orchestra, and to Ms. Andrea Scott, who got away before I had a chance to speak to her. Thank you very much. Not to forget our organist. I now declare this ceremony concluded and invite you all present to join us for refreshments which will be served and provided for in the University Union. Thank you.